Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second round of this BP D1 World Championship. We are here in Shanghai, China, where we are hoping to have a wondrous race. Qualifying has just concluded, where some big shocks seem to happen. Here's a view of where we are racing today. It's a 3.38 mile circuit with 16 corners. Those are your active area detection points and your overtake detection before the final corner. A little bit of elevation change going up towards the first corner, and also along the back straight as well. Here's your starting grid then for today's race. So be sure you have a good look at this if you are interested. So, Edward, David Svat, both receiving full qualifying bans, so they were not able to take part in the qualifying session, and Ollie X receiving a Q3 ban, which opened the door up for Smeggy in the Ferrari to take pole position. As now we are heading down to the track for lights out.
I believe the front left, especially as we head to 5 red lights here in China. And it's foot to the floor. We go racing here at Shanghai. And Smeggy gets an absolutely dreadful start. He's gone from pole down to 20th. I don't know if that was intentional or not from him, but he's had a dreadful start there. Marco then leads this race. Ollie X already up to 7th after starting this race, P10. He's gained 2 positions. Shaz is up into P9. So we're going to look currently at position changes. As we see here, the 2 Williamses looking a little bit close, as I think Shaz had a little look on his teammate David. As we look here to the steps, he's overtaking ZX, or defending from ZX. They head now into turn 11. I'm not seeing any contact yet. Smeggy dropping down the order again. He's not had the first lap he wanted. He's gone from pole all the way to last in 1 lap. As we now look into the hairpin, ZX up the inside here of the steps, and he gets ahead of the Aston Martin for P11. And as a reminder, points are down to P16. Today, Marco continues to lead. And Pingu doesn't send it back up the inside. It's got a little bit of a traffic jam there. There's Edward running into the back there of David Svat. As Edward is up 4 positions, David Svat is up 6. As Ollie X finds himself up into P6, as Edward goes down the inside, he can't quite get ahead of that Racing Bulls. He's going to go down the inside again, is he? He had a look, David Svat goes deep. Now Edward's going to get the switch back on him. Round turn 13 they go. David Svat still staying ahead. Surely this is going to be a drive-by past here for Edward. And I don't think it is. David Svat just about holding his ground. But now Edward gets the move done into the hairpin. That just took him longer than he would have wanted, as Ibrahim and Pingu once again fighting. Bradders is the quickest driver on the track. He's currently sat down in P4. As Patmore finds himself in P5, defending for all his might against Ollie X, who's desperately trying to get back into the top 3 after that Q3 ban. Smeggy also now approaching the back of Michael. He's still got an opportunity to score some points, but that is not the start he wanted at all. Smeggy still hasn't got ahead. Ollie X is ahead of Bradders though. We join him mid-fight. Brad is just about able to hold off the X. But how much longer will he be able to keep him behind for? He goes to the inside. Ollie X is going to try round the outside. They nearly bang wheels. Brad is defending very nicely here against Ollie X. But I feel Bradders is just going to go to the inside once again. He thought about it. As there's a little bit of contact there, I believe, with Bradders and Ruggy. Bradders going in a little bit too deep, trying to defend against Ollie X. He's really trying his might to stay ahead of Ollie X. But Ollie X going up the inside of turn 9, he has to back out of it because I don't think there was space. And he would have had his front wing chopped across if he had committed to that fully. We're on lap 7 then, of this Chinese Grand Prix. Smeggy thinks about it momentarily, I believe. David goes really aggressive on the defense there. Actually sliding his way into turn 9. And he's just going to drive up the inside there of the Racing Bulls. A little bit of wheel banging, that is acceptable. So there'll be no action on that as David gets ahead of Patmore down that back straight. I wonder if Shaz is going to join his teammate. No, he thinks about it, I think, but realizes he won't make it on the brakes if he goes for it. So chooses wisely to back out of it. As up front, Ollie X looking to finally get ahead of Bradders. He's going to have to risk it around the outside of turn 1 if he wants it, or try in the up and under into turn 2, and that's exactly what he's done. Ollie X finally gets ahead of Bradders. It took him a few extra laps, but he finally manages to clear the McLaren. And he can now set his sights up on getting Ruggy. He's up to P4 now, Ollie X. No cars showing visible damage though. Small Connor and Ruggy going at it. This is going to help Marco pull away, who now has a lead of 1.4 seconds. I think Ruggy gets up another place. As Connor goes very deep into turn 6. And through goes Ollie X up the inside. Connor goes deep. And Ollie X takes another place. He's up into the podium positions on lap 9. Where he now finds himself 1.6 seconds off the race leader, Marco. He's got the better traction. And he's got the better car. For some reason, straight mode is no longer active on that back straight. That's a visual glitch for me, or no one has straight mode. And Edward goes up the inside of 2 in 1 corner, as there's a bit of a wheel lock there. Padmore and Shaz off the track there. 3 into 1 didn't quite work out, but I do think that was entirely on Shaz and Lucas. I'm not sure who's entirely at fault there. Smeggy goes quite far off the track, but he does let Shaz back through. So I wonder if Lucas got a little bit of damage, or he was just coming in already for a scheduled pit stop. He's going to be followed in by Ibrahim. Ollie X could look to make a move here. Into the hairpin we go. He's up the inside. And Ollie X takes the lead off of Marco on lap 13. And I would assume both of them will be in the pit lane. They are indeed. That's a very cheeky pit entry there from Ollie X. Really minimizing it. As we now watch this pit stop from Ollie X, who will retain his position ahead of Marco. The question is, where is Ruggy? Because now as these two head down the pit lane at 80 kilometers an hour, Bradders sets the fastest lap of this race. Ruggy is now provisionally P1 in this race. The undercut has worked, and he's a second clear of Ollie X, and Bradders split Ollie X and Marco as well. So that might actually help Ollie X even more, because now his closest challenger on track is now behind another car. Smeggy also into P10 now. He's going to look for a move up the inside of ZX, who pushed him onto the grass. We joined that a little bit late there. Smeggy looked to went up the inside through turn 7, and he's been shown the grass by ZX. It's a very aggressive defense that I believe that'll be alright, as Shaz is trying to get ahead of Pulldiver and Saharik, who are yet to pit in this race. And Saharik surely is going to lose out to Shaz here, who gets the better traction. And the Williams driver is going to breeze past the Haas, and he does. But now the question is, can he stay ahead of Pulldiver? Pulldiver's going to go up the inside, bit of a lock up there. But it does see the Audi driver get ahead. Clean move there from Pulldiver. Olex sets the fastest lap of this race. He's bringing a four-way train along with him. As Marco goes down the inside there of Bradders. That is a lovely move there from the Ferrari. Bradders going a little bit deep, going into turn 2. Marco keeping it tight on the entry and just sends it up the inside of the McLaren. He's up to P3 provisionally now, Marco. And he's only got Ruggie in front of him now. And if Oleg keeps showing this pace, Ruggie will lose overtake mode very, very soon. So he's got to clear the Red Bull now if he wants any chance of coming back. That's the race leader. So we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. I believe that could have been for David, who might have had a bit of a spin. I think. Not entirely sure. It could have also been Shaz. I didn't exactly see. It's one of the Williamses who had a bit of a moment. I think it might have been Shaz, because I believe he was ahead of ZX and tilted.
Right, let's get a replay then of this incident. So here we ride on board with ZX. We can see Pimerauda here goes for a move up the inside of turn 8, resulting in contact. I think it was a bit ambitious there from Pimerauda, which sees them both spin out. So it was Pimerauda that spun, not Shaz.
Saharik and Nico again fighting at it. Saharik gets a really good exit though out of the final corner. He's going to try and send it down the inside into turn 1. Nico leaves him the space and Adam says thank you very much and gets up a place. Leave. I'm not sure what happened this time, Smoosha. As he's still not decided to go. He's going to go now. He's gone for it. He seems to have caught... No, he hasn't caught Olex off guard. Oh, a big snap there from Tilted out of the final corner. On those older tyres. And Olex is going to immediately try and go for it. ZX has also had a bit of a moment, I believe. He's gotten swallowed up by the pack as the two Mercedes go side by side into turn 3, exit turn 4. Aaron Gibbo's got a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I think he may have overtaken someone before the start-finish line, and I believe that someone is Tilted, who half spun out of the race as Olex round the outside of turn 6. The two Mercedes bang wheels, but Olex regains the lead here, and Ruggie's going to try up the inside now of Edward. Around turn 7 they go. He can't quite get ahead of that Mercedes. The two Mercedes there banging wheels, exit of turn 6. Hard fighting there from the pair of them. Getting very, very close there to contact. Smeggy's going for a move as well at the back of David Svat. Oh, bit of contact there. Smeggy is onto the grass there, and he's gone very wide. A little bit of a weird rejoin there from him as he's now overtaken from Padmore, but I think David Svat basically pushed Smeggy onto the grass. Pingu boxes, I believe, to change his front wing. Here's David and Aaron Gibbo duking it out for P6. him around and just about manages to hang on. But Gibbo, down the inside he goes on that Williams, and he clears him, and he's up to P6. There's a bit of a contact there at the back. That's Patmore and Smeggy. Smeggy gets past Patmore, but there's a little bit of argy-bargy there. There's ZX up the inside of Step, there's contact. And he's half spun round, he catches the car nicely and only loses 2 positions to his teammate and Kiki. It seemed a bit ambitious there from ZX, as he's got contact with the Aston Martin. I wonder what will be said about that. Really starting to spice itself up right at the end, as the 2 Hasses are going side by side here into turn 3. Saharic on the inside trying to defend from his teammate ZX, but ZX on the better tyres gets past after getting spun round by Steps on the previous lap. He's trying to regain that time lost to the Aston Martin, and he's only got Kiki in front of him. And then he's got clear air to try and get up the step, but he's really pushing the car there through turn 7, massively gaining time on Kiki. Connor pitting under the safety car after waiting a lap. Wasn't the smartest move from him, but he's trying to make a move for it now. There's the 2 Williams' front swap positions. Small Connor down the inside, and he's spun David round. Small Connor far too late on the brakes there, and he's absolutely wrecked David's race there at the hairpin. That's definitely going to be a penalty there for the McLaren driver. Smeggy gets up to P9 as Ollie X is now approached the back of Pingu, as Bradders sends one down the inside there on Ruggy. That was unexpected, as Ruggy's left the session. Ruggy has disconnected from going to fighting for P2. He's going to fall down the order now. Bradders gets ahead, Marco gets ahead, and if he doesn't rejoin back quickly, he's going to get swallowed up by his teammate as well. Marco looks very close to the back of Bradders. Bradders really late on the brakes there. Something I'm noticing consistently is Edward gets a really bad exit out of turn 6. Bradders is going to go for it through turn 7. Round they go, round the outside. He's got no battery left, but he's got the inside now for turn 8. But Edward's still there up the inside. He's trying to defend that second place as hard as he can, with Bradders carrying that 3-second penalty. And he's really trying to get ahead of Edward, but he's got no deployment for the back straight. Marco for sure is going to get ahead of Bradders because he's got no deployment left. He's pushing Edward around turn 13. Has a little bit of a moment as well. He's out of deployment now, and Marco is just going to say goodbye to that McLaren, who's got nothing left in the battery tank. But is he going to send one up the inside? Yes, he is. Bradders going up the inside. I cannot tell if there was contact there. He's ghosted. I think there might have been a little bit of a touch. I'll have to wait and see if I can get another replay of that as we start the final lap of this race. Smeggy getting up to P6 because Ruggy's AI has boxed him. That is absolutely horrid luck there from the Red Bull driver. This fight for P2 is still not done. Marco can still get second place in this race, or is it gonna be some mighty comebacks from these Mercedes drivers, from P10 for Ollie X and from P21 for Edward to first and second on the track? Only time will tell who gets P2 in this race, as Ollie X is 4 seconds up the road, and he's most certainly on for a back-to-back win to extend his championship lead over Marco, who might even get overtaken in the standings here by Edward if it finishes in this order. As we're going to hop on board with the Ferrari, he needs the best exit possible out of turn 13. He's got a good exit, but does he have the straight? Does he have enough straight to do it? He's going to have to send it into the hairpin if he wants it. Edward on the inside. Marco's going to try round the outside. He's not quite got it. Brad is up the inside now. of Marco that might have wrecked it. But up front, Oliax from 10th will win once again here in D1. Edward from 22nd to P2 at the flag. Marco will hold on to P3. Bradders, even with his track limit, will have to settle for P4. Smeggy, after bottling the start, will finish in 5th. That's a great comeback drive from him. Shaz will take 6th, David Svat 7th, Patmore 8th, Gibbo 9th, David after getting hit 10th, Zedix 11th, Steps will get more points for Acid in 12th, and Kiki will be 13th. I couldn't get the rest of the order for us, so I'll have to look after that. But both Mercedeses, even from the back of the grid, they are inevitable, it would seem. Some almighty comeback drives from the pair of them. Safety car definitely helping out Edward in his fight. But you take what you can get. And that's a great drive from the pair of them.